From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Driving solo in the HOV lane may save you time, but it can lose you big money. A look into the increase in citations for HOV violations.
You don't have to get anywhere close to the federal standard before you see the asthma rates go up.
Our Cronkite News investigative team looks into the particulates in our air and the rates of childhood asthma.
And the rise in non-skilled labor across Arizona, what that means for the growing number of millennials with college degrees.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Lucas Robbins.
And I'm Sydney Schofield. Thanks for joining us. When traffic is tied up, you may be tempted to scoot into that HOV lane.
But think twice before you do. James Ulrich joins us live from Loop 202 with details on a crackdown.
The Department of Public Safety is pulling more people over for violating those HOV rules. Over the past 5 years, the amount of citations in Maricopa County has increased by over 50%. But a $200 fine isn't the only thing you should be scared of when getting pulled over.
People do it in good faith, and they are driving thinking, well, it's an extra lane, what am I doing here, okay? Why don't I get on the lane?
Over the past 5 years, the number of HOV citations has risen from 4,886 to 7,364 as of last year. But these violations lead to a greater problem for all drivers on the road.
During rush hour traffic, pulling somebody over in the HOV lane is probably one of the trickiest things that a trooper has to do, and dangerous.
Drivers can either pull over to the limited left shoulder or cross 4 to 5 lanes of traffic. Cecil says each situation poses a hazard.
It's almost a no-win situation.
Arizona law defines who can use the HOV lanes. They include vehicles with 2 or more people, tow trucks, public transportation, motorcycles, and law enforcement. If motorists do not obey the law, Cecil and the department will have no pity.
We hear a lot of different excuses of they were avoiding a collision. There is none. If you're caught in the HOV lane by a trooper and you get pulled over, there's really no excuse that's going to get you out of that citation.
The department has diverted more motorcycle officers to take care of the issue. In Tempe, I'm James Ulrich, Cronkite News.
If you fly often, you know the drill. Arrive early at the airport and only to be faced with another fee. But now consumer groups are working to make passengers' voices heard. Cronkite News reporter Samantha Witherwax met with leaders in Washington working to help passengers.
Almost 800 million people flew last year, a record number for domestic airlines, according to Airlines for America. But not all of those passengers were happy.
It's not the kind of pleasant experience that it used to be.
Unfortunately, most airline passengers would agree. According to a 2016 airline quality report by Embry-Riddle, customer complaints were higher than they had been in over a decade.
Customer complaints about fares and fees perhaps is the reason that we're at a 15-year high in the number of customer complaints filed.
Douglas Kidd with the National Association of Airline Passengers says that fees have gotten out of hand. The airline shouldn't be nickel and diming passengers at the ticket counter.
The ordinary traveler shouldn't have to pay anything more than an ordinary ticket fare.
Kidd understands that airlines are a business, but he's not willing to let passengers settle for less than they deserve.
We understand we don't want them going out of business. Okay, we understand that they need to make money, but they should be making that on the ticket, not on the fees.
While Kidd argues that passengers prefer bundled pricing, Melanie Hinton with Airlines for America argues otherwise, saying that in a recent survey they conducted, 2/3 of respondents said that they preferred a la carte pricing.
People only want to pay for what services they need or want.
Hinton says that a la carte pricing gives people a better opportunity to have a more affordable ticket.
This year in 2016 through March, we are 6.8% down lower than 2015 fees system-wide. And in 2015, we were down 5.1 system-wide with airfares. So right now is a really good bargain time to fly.
Hinton and Kidd may disagree about the importance of airline fees, but one thing that they can agree on is that travel experience is going to improve in the near future as new planes are set to hit the skies soon. Reporting from Reagan National Airport, Samantha Witherwax, Cronkite News.
As travel by plane and car increases, so do air pollutants, and when mixed with dust in the air, they can lead to severe asthma. Our Cronkite News investigative team took a look into childhood asthma cases across the state.
Children living in low-income urban communities throughout the valley suffer more serious bouts of asthma caused by dust, dirty air, and other pollutants. Hundreds of kids and teens go to emergency rooms each year.
It feels like I'm dead.
A Cronkite News analysis of a hospital emergency room admissions by zip code shows that more children living in South Phoenix, Southwest Phoenix, Maryville, West Phoenix, and near Sky Harbor Airport, to name a few, were treated in the ER for asthma more than children living in other zip codes.
So I noticed that he had asthma when he was probably about 4 to 6 months.
Just 4 years old, Xavion uses 2 inhalers 6 times a day to treat and control his asthma. He's been to the hospital 3 times. One of nearly 1,400 children in zip code 85041 have been to emergency rooms over the last 6 years.
When I looked at statistics in Maricopa County, that's the highest county in Arizona that has asthma, which makes sense because that's the most populated.
At the top of the list is zip code 85008, just north of Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, with more than 1,600 children seeking emergency care between 2009 and the first half of 2015. More than 30% of residents live below the poverty level.
The lower income areas tend to be in the areas that have the worst ozone levels because they're closer to freeways. You'll see a school right next to a freeway.
In zip code 85009, home to a sewage plant, a landfill, and the Maricopa County Jail Annex, more than 1,200 children were treated for asthma in the ER. Interstates 17 and 10 both cut through the area.
So it used to be a school-age disease where everyone thought you had to be like over 5 years old to have asthma, but we're treating patients as young as like 8 months or older.
Janine Burkett is the school nurse at Garcia Elementary School, located near 27th Avenue and Buckeye Road. She usually sees 15 to 20 asthmatic children in her office each week.
There's probably about 8 of them that come in every day, sometimes twice a day, just depending on the air quality and depending on the weather. It's so busy in this area, and then the freeway is right there, and then we're just surrounded by dirt lots.
In 2009, studies by Arizona State University and the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality found that so-called particulate matter in Central, South, and West Phoenix was triggering asthma at the 95% confidence level starting at age 5.
And the kids got to go to school or whatever. Those are the times that are the worst because there's long exposure to elevated concentrations. You can think about it as each polluted urban area results in a reduction of your life expectancy. And I don't know what the number would be for Phoenix.
Air monitoring sites have been set up across some of these vulnerable neighborhoods.
I think if they took away the landfill and the traffic and the freeway and all of those things that contribute, I think maybe these kids would be a lot better off.
Brandy Henry, Cronkite News.
More than 1.6 million people in the U.S. will be diagnosed with cancer this year. That's according to statistics from the National Cancer Institute. Despite advances in medicine and technology, the numbers are just not going down. But a professor at Arizona State University's Biodesign Institute is fighting the disease with a new approach. Professor Stephen Johnson and his team have worked for more than 10 years on a cancer vaccine aimed at preventing all types of cancer. He says researchers have often turned to DNA for the answer, but when Johnston used RNA, he said he discovered the similarities between tumors, which is the key to making a preventative cancer vaccine.
And we finally got to the point that we could pretty readily find out what those common things between tumor 1 and tumor 2 were that we would put into a vaccine. Now, the big cautionary thing is it possible? I do not know. I think maybe there's a 50-50 chance it might work.
So far, similar proposals to eliminate cancer have received skepticism from the research community, and articles have been published to warn against the danger of bringing false hope to people who are desperately in need. And firefighting can be a risky business, but some of the danger isn't so obvious. Cronkite News reporter Jesse Schultz takes us to Goodyear to meet 2 firefighters having to fight more than just a fire.
Gilbert Aguirre has been a firefighter his entire adult life. He knew his job was dangerous, but when his yearly physical came back irregular last May, The dangers hit home.
My blood work came back that my platelet count was extremely elevated.
The diagnosis, an aggressive form of leukemia caused by years of fighting fire.
35 years old, in the middle of my career, and I ended up with the cancer.
Shortly after, another Goodyear firefighter was diagnosed with a different form of cancer.
And you never really expect it to hit home. And when two of our members were diagnosed, both just over 30 years of age, it definitely is a wake-up call.
Arizona has a presumptive cancer law that should cover such healthcare costs.
There are about 8 cancers on the presumptive law coverage for Arizona. In Gilbert's case, his cancer was on there, but his claim still got denied.
Gilbert will be on chemo for the rest of his life. If his claim isn't approved, he could potentially have to pay thousands of dollars a month out of pocket.
It's called presumptive, but we still have to prove our case. I would like to see it made a little bit easier and put a little bit less stress on that member and their families.
The last thing you need is to be worrying about my claim got denied, and I have to come up with at least $10,000 for a lawyer.
Gilbert's concern is preventing other firefighters from getting cancer too.
If I can prevent their families, their wife, their kids going through what my family's going through and what Austin's family is going through, then it's worth it. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Goodyear started a cancer pledge to better protect their firefighters.
Little things like, wearing your SCBA, which is your breathing apparatus from the moment you enter the fire, which is commonplace here, but also make sure you're wearing it during overhaul.
In the meantime, Gilbert should know if his claim is approved in a few months. In Goodyear, Jesse Schultz, Cronkite News.
Gilbert Aguirre is officially cancer-free as of yesterday, but still needs his claim approved for the oral chemo he will take for the rest of his life.
And officials from Goodyear say the cancer pledge has already caught on to other parts of the country.
And a college diploma may not be the most valuable asset to get a job.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how high school diplomas could be enough for growing a non-skilled workforce.
And PayPal is partnering with Arizona State University to help some relieve their student loan debt.
The true measure of all our actions is how long the good in them lasts.
This is who I am, where I'm from.
If you're on the right side of history, you can accomplish anything.
It's a connection between your present and your past.
Come this way. This is good. This is very good.
We are attempting to fulfill the promise of America.
The stories about who we are shape us.
This chance to go through a time machine.
Good heavenly days.
We should know our history.
It informs, but it doesn't constrict you.
It's a framework to carry out human activity.
The sky is the limit.
It started a long time ago.
For only the third time in the award's 74-year history, a Phoenix-based news operation wins the prestigious Alfred I. DuPont Columbia Award for Excellence in Broadcast Journalism. And this year, that news operation is Cronkite News, the news division of Arizona PBS, honored for its work on the groundbreaking documentary, Hooked, Tracking Heroin's Hold on Arizona. Cronkite News at Arizona PBS, award-winning journalism you can count on from the station you trust.
Public Arizona universities could see a new chunk of change. Arizona Republican leaders have earmarked millions of dollars in the proposed budget next year, backed by billionaire donor Charles Koch. The proposal would funnel $5 million for programs at Arizona State University and the University of Arizona. This money makes up a significant chunk of the expected $13 million in funding from the budget for state universities. The Arizona legislature heads into its third day now of budget negotiations.
When it comes to job growth in Arizona, a recent report shows more jobs here in Arizona will only require a high school diploma. Cronkite News reporter Amanda Kukula is live with the impact this could have on our state.
Now, there are pros and cons to this growth in jobs that don't require a degree. It could leave many without college debt, but it could put a limit on their lifetime earnings.
I think that we have actually gotten to a point where we have overemphasized college and graduate schools. as being opposed to a career and technical education field.
According to a recent study from the Center for the Future of Arizona, by 2020, 30% of employers will require an industry certificate, 35% will need a bachelor's degree, and 36% will only require a high school diploma or less.
It's a conundrum that we've not had in the past. We focused on getting people to get bachelor's degrees and master's degrees and doctorates, etc. And now we really have an overabundance of folks with degrees who are making rather poor salaries.
And the executive director for the Arizona Association for Economic Development says it's not just the degree that opens doors, it's what you do outside of the classroom.
With the record number of students coming out of the university, you got to be more than just a degree. You've got to have something a little bit deeper. So what I'd say to some folks is go out and volunteer places. What makes you different than the whole group coming through the door for that one job?
Storm agrees in part with that, but thinks JTED programs give students both without the high cost of college.
They have to go through journeyman programs. They have to go through training. So it's not like they're not doing school after high school. But the focus is completely different, and they're not doing gen ed. No, they're not doing a foreign language. No, they're not doing computer science. But they're going to work every day, and they're being trained. And I just don't think we've given enough credit to these programs over the years. And I think the tide has turned on that because we do need so many of those people.
Grossman believes that businesses who want to come to Arizona need candidates with degrees as well.
College education is important. Don't give up because the jobs aren't there right now. What I'd say is it's still one of the best indicators of success down the road financially is having a degree versus not having a degree.
However, a study of the unemployment rate for those who among millennials in 2012 show that the unemployment rate for those who have obtained a college degree is about 3% versus those who have only obtained a high school diploma is about 12%. Live in the Media Center, Amanda Kukla, Cronkite News.
The number of people seeking U.S. employment benefits has climbed, but it is still near the lowest levels in 4 decades. The Labor Department says weekly application for unemployment aid rose in the past week after falling the previous week to the lowest level since 1973. The 4-week average shows a drop of over 250,000 applications. That's a 42-year low.
Almost 71% of undergraduates will leave school with student loan debt. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. Cronkite News reporter Alexis Dominguez gives us a look into how a new ASU partnership with PayPal could give some undergrads some debt relief.
Most college students are not strangers to loan and debt. But ASU announced a new partnership with PayPal and nonprofit Education at Work to start a program where students will work at a call center to earn tuition assistance and an hourly wage.
They also have the opportunity to access up to $6,000 of tuition assistance each year they are employed with Education at Work.
ASU Director of Outreach Partnerships, Anita Tarango, says students will gain more than just great work experience.
This is a unique, innovative partnership because students will start with earning a competitive wage. They will also learn skills that will help them to be successful, whether at ASU and also beyond when they enter the workforce.
I'll probably be around 5 to 10, depending on how much I'm able to make over the course of the next 4 years.
ASU freshman Jeremy Farina just learned about the opportunity.
I think that would be something I would definitely be interested in, and I'd just go through a bigger company like PayPal is a smart move definitely by ASU and a good way to help students avoid as much debt as they possibly can.
Tarango says ASU chose to partner with the nonprofit Education at Work because it has a similar mission.
We're both focused on student success, and in addition to that, one of the big points of Education at Work is they want to reduce student debt.
PayPal plans to hire more students at ASU and expand nationally to other universities. Students interested in the program can apply online at educationatwork.org. In Phoenix, Alexis Dominguez, Cronkite News.
To some, they may just be paintings on a canvas.
But for others, it's a way of healing. Coming up on Cronkite News, how one program is helping veterans cope when they return home.
And local elementary school students won't have trouble making a friend. We look at one second grader's idea to help make sure everybody has one.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way.
And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything. This has been so much fun.
It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex.
We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do?
I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Stories of veterans coming home on Arizona PBS are made possible by a grant from CPB, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
There is no need to produce foods yourself to be sure they're all natural. Now there's Open Nature from Albertsons and Safeway, a line of foods made with natural ingredients. Open Nature at Albertsons and Safeway.
As part of PBS's ongoing commitment to veterans coming home, tonight we take a look at how art is easing the transition. No longer fighting in the wartime conflicts, but still battling the effects of their military service. Cronkite News reporter Elena Mendoza tells us how one nonprofit is helping veterans paint their way through pain.
You put your concentration into something else and you forget all about your body hurting.
David James is one of many war veterans who suffers from physical pain as a result of his service. But the Arizona Art Alliance offers a creative escape for him and others who served our country through free art classes.
The class and the things they can teach you actually takes your mind off of what's normally going on.
Enriching Veterans' Lives Through Art is an outreach program founded by Joe Fontana 3 years ago to show appreciation for their sacrifices.
We're here to listen, but we're not here to dwell on the negatives. It's all on the positive and the creativity.
As a nonprofit, the monthly class is made possible by professional artists who volunteer their time and grants for supplies.
I'm working with materials that I've never worked with. I love it.
They teach you all types of art, from painting to drawing to sketching. It's really wonderful.
Fontana says it's about more than giving them something to do or teaching them about art. It gives them the chance to socialize.
The mere fact that some folks get out of their home, the security in their home, is a big step.
Everybody does really different art, and so they're all sharing that, and those social skills really bleed over into other points of life.
Ken Kenny says he became disabled last year, which is also when he started coming to the class.
It just gets me out to do something. Kind of a therapy. Great people to come and meet.
A little bit messy on the fingers, but, but yeah, this is really, really interesting. And you can do so much. All you got to do is use your imagination.
The program is open to any veteran of U.S. military service and is offered at 7 Valley locations. In Phoenix, Elena Mendoza, Cronkite News.
And be sure to stay up with us on Arizona PBS. Coming up next is Arizona Horizon, which will have more in-depth look on veterans.
When Amaya Reed came to Sonoran Foothills Elementary, she was just another new girl in her class. Faced with the problem of making new friends, though, she came up with a great idea to make a big difference. Reporter Ben Brown takes us to the playground where everyone has a chance to make a friend.
If you've ever been the new kid at school, you know just how hard it is sometimes to make friends.
I was a new student here. I had trouble finding friends, and I was afraid to walk up to and say to somebody, "Do you want to play with me?" Because I was afraid that they would say, "No, I don't really want to play with you."
So Amaya had an idea.
It was the third day of school, and my mom said, How was your day?" Same old, I said. And she said, I want you to look for an amazing thing at school and see if you can help.
And the next day, she did just that.
She came home and I said, "Well, what was your amazing thing?" And she goes, "Mom, I've got a great idea to start a club at school." So she started talking to me about the Bobcat Buddy program.
She reached out to friends, family, and local business owners to help raise just under $1,500 to fund 3 buddy benches, 1 mini-sized for the kindergarten and 2 for the main playground.
If you don't have a friend, you sit on this bench and hopefully somebody will see you and come over and say, Do you want to play with me?
And the principal couldn't be more supportive.
This was something that our staff decided needs to be in our culture, in our environment.
Amaya says she just doesn't want to see anyone without a friend.
I'm hoping to see a bunch of kids in the future that nobody's being left out, nobody has a frown on their face, and they're all just running around at recess having somebody to play with.
In Phoenix, Ben Brown, Cronkite News. The kindergarten buddy bench is already in place, and for the other two for the main playground, they won't be installed until the beginning of the next school year. Amaya has also raised another $100 to pay it forward at another school looking to start their own buddy bench program.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS.
Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll talk about a computer research group that's taking on real-world problems. And we'll hear about how art can help veterans deal with a variety of issues. That's on the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour. Business backlash against laws in North Carolina that many say discriminate against the LGBT community. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.